going on today, guys? My name is Marcus Wood. Welcome back to the channel. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed and smash that big thumbs up. I appreciate it a ton, guys. So, we don't really have a whole lot going on today. We're kind of piddling, finding our way, if you will. But we just left Harbor Freight, picked up a new roll cart, picked up a new pack of screwdrivers, because I'm too cheap to buy snap-on screwdrivers, because I tend to break the damn things. We're using them for other purposes other than screwing. So anyway, ran to Harbor Freight. I'm gonna stop at the dollar store or the gas station. I don't know which one I'm gonna run into first, and get some waters and stuff like that for the fridge at the shop, because it is hotter than Satan's balls in Western Kentucky. It is hot, hot, hot. But that's okay, no big deal. We actually poured some concrete this morning, got done real early because of how damn hot it is. So we got a whole damn day left to go piddle at the shop and hang out with you guys and girls. So I'm into the shop now. We're gonna stop at the gas station, I think, first, pick up a pack of waters, and we're actually gonna get to working on the 05. I'm gonna fill up the transfer case, get it all sealed off. I got a new output shaft seal for the transfer case I'm gonna throw on, and I'm gonna go ahead and top off the front diff while the truck is up in the air. And this is on my 2005 Dodge 2500 Cummins. So we're gonna do that, and then once it's on the ground, we're gonna go ahead and move on henceforth to this video, which I think is gonna be an injector kill test. I'm not 100% sure which way we're gonna go first, but like I was saying in the last video, if you haven't seen it, there'll be a link in the description. Go check it out. We've got some issues with the 05 underneath the hood. Could be severe, could be almost absolutely nothing at all. You guys know how it goes with these damn finicky ass Dodge diesels. Better working on a Duramax or a Fire Stroke, I guess. But nonetheless, we got some shit we gotta mess with. Got some crap we gotta mess with, I'm sorry. But first, I'm gonna stop and grab some waters, and I'll meet you guys down at the shop. We just got in the shop, pulled the trucks out of the way and everything. Before we get into working on the trucks at all, I just want to throw together this little roll cart here. It's a 30-inch by 16-inch roll cart. It's got a top and bottom shelf, just one of those plastic carts, real cheap from Harbor Freight. I think it was like $100. But this is what I typically use. You guys can tell. It's my first kitchen table for my very first apartment. And it's seen better days, for damn sure. She's had some stuff on it, for damn sure. But served its purpose, for damn sure. I'm just a cheapo in the weirdest areas. I don't know why. But I'm gonna throw that cart together real fast so that we're mobile, and then we can get to boogieing on. We're gonna top off our front diff, and we're gonna top off our transfer case and throw our drive shaft back in and stuff like that, so we can get the truck down on the ground and move on. Oh yeah. Here's my new pack of cheapo screwdrivers. This was about what I was down to. You guys can believe that. Telling you, cheaping out in the weirdest spots. I don't know. So let's throw together this roll cart real fast. Show you guys what it looks like. Why you need something like that all the damn time, no matter what. And that's just a cheap version, for damn sure. Cheapo, cheap. Cheapo, cheap. fickle biatch, to say the least. But now we are mobile. It will never look this clean again, but we are mobile, good to go. Got our little slots. I love it. It's organized. We're getting there, fellers. So, next thing on the list, we're gonna go ahead. We picked up a new rear output shaft seal for a transfer case. It's a Timken seal. They're a pretty known brand now. Timken, however you want to say it. I use several other parts, but this is all it is. Your output shaft seal, your input shaft from your drive shaft slides in onto the output shaft of the transfer case. Come up underneath here, you guys can see there's the output shaft. It's just gonna sit right in there like that. And what we're gonna do, just to make sure it goes in even, see if I can show you guys. Y'all can see, it's got a little metal ring on the back side right there. So if you go easy, just try not to damage your rubber. You can get it in pretty easy. Even if you want to take another step, use a little bit of RTV so it has a little bit of lubricant and they can slide in there and then it'll seal off even better. So that's what we're gonna do first thing. We're gonna go ahead and get this slid on, and then we're gonna top off our transfer case, throw in our drive shaft, and move on up to the front diff. Go ahead and top it off as well. Boom, there you go, no problem at all. You got a new rear output shaft seal on your transfer case. Everything's on nice and flush. So you guys can see, where'd my other block go? I don't know where it went. Used a little block of wood and just went around the whole thing, just clocked it all the way around. Gave her some nice tappies, went in real good. I didn't even use no RTV or anything. So no problem there. Now we can top off our transfer case and throw our drive shaft back in. If you guys want, here is the part number and all that stuff. Looks like part number there. Who we got it from, all that good stuff. Super easy to find, super easy fix, especially if you've got a problem with a leaky rear output shaft seal. Put you a new one in. As for the transfer case itself, it usually holds about 3 quarts or so, and you can use pretty much whatever you want. You can take a piss in it if you want, but I recommend using ATF +4. Pay no mind to this manual synchro mesh. We're just using the jug and our little pump here, transferring them back and forth for ease of pumping it up in there. If you order your fluids offline, I recommend going through Amsoil or Valvoline, because you got these little easy fill, little flexible containers, and that's what we're gonna use on our front diff here. Just couldn't find any with ATF +4 on hand anyway. You can order it, go to Amsoil, Valvoline, anywhere. They'll have those nifty little flexible containers. But we got this nice little pump, handy dandy kajigger, so we're gonna use it. Like I say, usually takes about 3 quarts. We got this one topped off. We got 2 more. We're just gonna fill it up until she starts running out. Throw our fill cap back on and be good to go. Just make sure you got everything tightened up good so you don't have any leaks, and we'll be ready to go. So let's just go ahead and top it off, and we'll keep on chugging on. No problems there. You got everything topped off nicely. As you guys can see, as it started to spill out, go ahead and quit, plug her off, good to go. That damn transmission fluid is stanky. So we're actually gonna, oh yeah, if you guys are curious, it is a 10 mil Allen key for the fill and drain on the transfer case. So we're actually gonna leave the drive shaft out because I do believe I'm gonna be dropping the fuel tank and all that in the very, very near future without trying to give away all kinds of stuff. So in the last video, I mentioned that we had a transmission pan coming and a front diff cover coming. Well, I couldn't find any front diff covers that I just absolutely just fell in love with, adored. So I'm just gonna stick with the factory pan, just so there's no clearance issues, no nothing like that. Not a big deal. We're just gonna re-gasket it, throw it back on, fill it up, and be done. But we do have a new ATS transmission pan, deep transmission pan coming. So in the next couple videos, we'll be throwing it on as well. The reason I'm going with ATS is because that's the rear diff cover that I went with. So I'm just trying to keep everything fluent, keep everything matching, just aesthetic more or less. But the ATS deep pan does help. I've got it on the 2000 out there. But anyway, so we're just gonna go ahead. We've already got our surfaces all cleaned up on the hunk here. We're gonna clean up the old pan. I think throw away that old gasket, and we're just gonna be using some RTV for our new gasket material, and that'll be just fine. And then we can be done, drop this thing on the ground, and I can start going into what we're gonna do underneath the hood of this thing. So it's a blessing and a curse. I absolutely hate throwing on old parts or taking old parts off and putting them back on. I know it's just service, not a big deal. Most people wouldn't bat an eye throwing an old diff cover back on, but good God, for whatever reason, it eats my ass up. I don't know what that glare is. Absolutely eats my ass up. So we've actually got a whole new steering linkage coming for this truck. So once we pop all the old stuff off, we're gonna cover up all of our powder coat and whatnot. And we're gonna just hit it with a coat of rattle can paint. We've got our semi-gloss black paint up there. Absolutely works wonders, I promise. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it either. So we're gonna let this gasket material, RTV, we're gonna let it dry up just a little bit. I'm not quite sure the torque specs for the front diff cover bolts. I'll leave it in the link. I'll leave it in the description below if you're curious. I just use Ogadogas on this one, not a big deal. So like I say, I'm gonna let the RTV dry up a little bit, then I'm gonna hit it with some 75/90. I got these bags from Walmart, and of course, that's all they had on hand. I got the old Super Tech for the backup, but it usually only takes about 2 quarts for the front diff. So if we gotta run any extra, no big deal, we'll squirt some of that shit in there. Routine stuff there, actually not a big deal at all. It ended up taking about 2.5 quarts or so we kind of had to dibble into the Super Tech Walmart brand shit, but not a big deal at all. You guys saw, as soon as it starts running out of the hole, go ahead and throw your plug back in there, good to go. Not a big deal at all. And the fill plug or drain plug, whichever, is actually just a 3/8 end of a ratchet, whatever you got laying around. So now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna, like I said earlier, we're gonna leave the drive shaft out and all that stuff, because I do believe we're gonna be doing some fuel stuff, and I wanna have the drive shaft out of the way. Just makes things a little bit easier. But we're gonna go ahead and move our supports here and bring the truck down to the ground. By the way, if you guys haven't invested, if you've got a lift and you've got these heavy diesel pickup trucks, go ahead and invest in these support stands. You can use them for exhaust, you can use them as an extra hand, but they come in big handy whenever you got these trucks in the air, keep them from swaying and everything. I mean, this damn thing, I'm shaking right now, it ain't going nowhere. You can do pull-ups on it. You guys have seen it in previous videos before. It's like $80 a piece on Amazon. Go ahead and pick them up. It'll save you in the long run. So I'm gonna move them out of the way, and let's get this damn truck on the ground. Okay, so we have got the transfer case taken care of, and we've got the front diff taken care of. Topped off fluids and threw in our new rear output shaft seal on our transfer case. Now, a little bit of a backstory as to why we're taking off diagnosing on old saucy booty over here. Shoot, I'm shiny. Look at me. While we're diagnosing on old saucy booty over here. So, just to start, I was ripping up and down the road in front of the shop here, kind of bouncing back and forth between there and my old high school. Y'all don't know where that's at, but it's about a half-mile difference between the two. Good straight stretch, light traffic. Pokey doesn't really bother you too much over here, so perfect spot. Go out and rip a little bit. Well, lo and behold, stoplight right before the shop. Here comes a little Mustang GT pulling up next to us. Old Lottie Doll, y'all know the deal. But they always want some old saucy booty over here. So what we do, we're gonna give them all the sauce per usual. And that's what we did, just a little bit too much, I think. But so anyway, was lugging into it, we was rolling, you know, about 20, 25 mile an hour. I'm foot braking, building boost, got about 10, 15 pounds or so, and absolutely lay into it. I mean, I'm standing up, laying into this damn thing, and nothing. It's like we got just a bad case of dead pedal, but bellowing black smoke, not blue smoke, not white, none of that shit, but absolutely bellowing black smoke. So doesn't seem like it's too big a deal in my head, but first thing that comes to mind is we got a stuck open injector, because we came to a stop, parked it for a little bit, let it idle, was kind of letting it even out a little bit, but it's sputtering like a son of a bitch and smoking like a damn freight train. So I got it in my head, we got a stuck open injector, or we've just got an injector misfiring, got a gunked up injector. One of the above, who knows? We run Hot Shot Secret through our fuel system, but we do have an outdated fuel system. We've got a very, very, very early generation AirDog 100 pump on here, and we've got an outdated Bosch reman pump, and we've got about 8-year-old industrial injection 100 over injectors on here. Stacked up to a single 66 millimeter industrial injection, the Silver Bullet series. So everything's a little bit dated nonetheless. Does all that matter? No. But series leading up to then, I believe we've got a stuck open injector. Now, I didn't run it too bad or too much after that, but the amount of smoke and the amount of fuel I was smelling and everything, I'm very, very, very scared that we might have washed a cylinder. I don't know for sure, but that could be the case. I'm not going to start it up in this video. We're going to roll disassembly and everything to the next video, just giving you guys some backstory. So there is a few ways to administer an injector kill test. We have got, let me roll over here. We have got a handy dandy little plug, so you can plug off your injector lines at the rail. That's where I do it at, is at the rail, not on the head side of things. Just undo each injector line, cap it off. Just be very careful, especially if you're homemade or using something homemade like an old injector line and you're welding it off. Just be very careful, because if there's a pinhole, these trucks produce a lot of fuel pressure, and it could send a damn hole through your eyeball. You don't know, just be safe, take precautions. Y'all know the deal. But I very, very, very highly recommend buying one of these handy dandy tools. There's a part number if you guys want to get it. I don't know if it's going to focus on it, or pop off your valve cover and just take off one of your wires off your injectors, take one of your power wires off, start your truck, and see if there's a difference. See if you can narrow it down to one injector. But me, being me, we're going to order all new injectors. We got a new CP3 coming. We got a new AirDog pump coming. We're going to throw a bean sump in, drop the tank, clean it. We're going to do everything. New injector harnesses. We've already got new injector lines. We've already got a new fuel rail. We're going to do the works. We're going to go through everything on this fuel system. While we're at it, we're going to go ahead. I'm getting ahead of myself, I know. We're going to diagnose first, but then keep going. Hopefully, we can figure out it's just an injector problem. But while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to yank the head off. We're going to do a head gasket job. We're going to send off the head, get it decked, get it all taken care of. We're going to head stud it, as we do just have head bolts on. Head studs. We're going to do new valve springs, new push rods, the whole works, everything. I know I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. But, so, first things first, we're going to diagnose, and then we'll get into all that shit. How about that? So, we're actually going to save all of that for the next video. I don't want to draw this video out too much for you guys. we took care of a lot of stuff, so it's been a successful day nonetheless. But you guys got the backstory as to why we're doing what we're doing. Just having a little bit too much fun, and it's a little bit afraid that there may be some casualties nonetheless on old Saucy Booty over here. So I'm actually going to clean up a little bit. It's dinner time. I'm going to go home, eat, take Buddy out walking. And I think we'll end this video off. Trying to think if I missed anything, but I think I touched base on just about everything. Yeah, I did. So, if you guys want to know how to run an injector kill test and dive in underneath the hood of this truck, you guys have to stay tuned for the next video. Not a very action-packed video, I know, but we got a whole hell of a lot accomplished, to say the least. Got some new shop supplies, got the fridge restocked, and got a lot of little tedious shit taken care of that needed to be taken care of. It's not like it just didn't need to happen. It's stuff that needed to be taken care of, so we can move the hell on, put it behind us, and not think about it none. So, like I was saying earlier, the next video, good lord, it's bumpy. The next video, we're gonna take off diagnosing on the old gray shit turd. Injector kill test, so on and so forth. I'll kind of show you guys a few different little methods and stuff like that. But we're gonna be diving into the fuel system in its entirety anyway. So, with that being said, make sure you're subscribed and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you guys are notified nice and conveniently whenever I upload. Go ahead, watch that video in its entirety. Come on, smash that big thumbs up and go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. As far as my social media accounts, I'm still working on getting those back up and running, guys. So bear with me on those. I'll start plugging those very soon and leaving them in the description below as well. Like I say, guys, it feels too damn good to be back at it, and I appreciate you guys sticking back with me. Got a lot of love, got a lot of good vibes from the last video, and I'm glad you guys are still sticking with me. Appreciate it, guys. So, that being said, that's going to end this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.